So you want to be an influencer in 2024. You want to work with big brands, go on the fancy trips, you want to make thousands, millions of dollars. But you're wondering, what's the first step to being an influencer? How do I even become an influencer? Is it oversaturated? Is there even a space for me? After coordinating influencer campaigns for brands like Urban Outfitters, Coca-Cola, Walmart, paying influencers as high as $45,000 for one post and as low as $200, I can tell you for a fact that there is room for you. I think everyone has the potential to be an influencer, but not everyone will be successful at it. Every day, I get messages from people asking me questions about the influencer marketing industry and how they can get in. And after 8 years of doing this, I think it's finally time to raise the curtain and really dig deep into what this industry is all about. Influencer marketing dates way back to the 1930s in Rome, when gladiators would recommend products. However, one of the first popular influencer collaborations to exist was in 1760 when Wedgwood, who is popularly known as the father of English potters, made a teapot set for the wife of King George III. People in the royal families were the first influencers of the era. Wedgwood was able to brand his teacup set as royal, or as we call it today, luxury. A luxury item that was only fit for kings and queens. In the world of fashion, Coco Chanel was one of the first fashion influencers in the industry to be recognized in the 20th century.
Time Magazine's only fashion designer to top its 100 most important people of the century.
She truly is an incredible trailblazer.
She came from nothing and built an empire.
The fashion of Coco Chanel has stood the test of time.
So, this tells us that the world of influencer marketing is as old as many other professions in the world. It only just grew more popular due to the rise of social media. With this context in mind, who is an influencer? An influencer is someone who has built an audience surrounding their knowledge, their passions, or their area of expertise. For example, many black women grew up watching the likes of Jackie Aina, Pick Mill, Beauty by JJ, Patricia Byte to learn how to do their makeup and to dress fashionably. Those were one of the first few influencers that some of us ever encountered. Some of us were exposed to influence on the internet for the first time through these women. For everybody that shares their knowledge, their product, their expertise, their journey on social media and have built an audience around that, those people are influencers. Which brings me to this question. Why do people say, I'm
a content creator, not an influencer?
With such disgust coming from their face whenever they mention the word influencer? What is the difference between a content creator and an influencer? Well, I say potato. It's all semantics. There is no way an influencer can share their journey or their expertise with the world on social media without creating some form of content for their audience to consume or to solve a problem. Your TikTok video is a product, your YouTube video is a product, your Instagram reel is a product, your ebooks, digital product, your UGC video, I think you get the point. Everything is a product geared at entertaining, educating, or inspiring your audience or solving a problem. Influence comes as a result of you sharing your content, sharing your passions with the world.
You share your passions online. That's how your favorite influencers become influencers. People see that passion and want to follow you because they're influenced by how excited you are about the things you're sharing, and they want to learn from it and then do it whatever they want to do with it.
So at the end of the day, you actually do start off being a content creator, sharing your passions with the world, sharing your knowledge with the world. People love it. They begin to follow you. You build an audience around that topic, and then you become an influencer. Whatever disdain people have for the word influencer or for the world of influencer marketing, it is a job and it is here to stay, and I'll tell you why. Before the popularity of social media apps like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, people turned to newspapers, TV, radio, billboards to learn not only about news but also to make purchasing decisions. If I wanted to buy a lipstick, the commercial that is placed about that lipstick on the TV is what will lure me to buy that lipstick. But let me ask you this, when was the last time that anybody you knew picked up a newspaper, a magazine to read, or even sat down to listen to the radio? Everyone now seeks for recommendations from people who share the same interests like they do. Like the New Yorker frames it, connectivity is the basis for the heightened role that influence now plays in our lives. Therefore, brands need influencers to tell people about their new products, and people need influencers to tell them about the new products on the market and to inform their purchasing decisions. Learning about the product, what it does, its features influence their purchasing decisions. You see why influencers are going nowhere? So if you're passionate about it, it's time to pick up your tripod and start. If you're passionate about it, of course. No pressure. Now you've decided to be an influencer, where do you begin? Do you even need a niche? Sit down, tear a sheet of paper and think of the audience that you're creating for. What do they do? Where do they live? What is their day-to-day like? What are their pain points? Really get specific. Is your average viewer a 21-year-old who only has pocket money for breakfast and dinner and is looking for how to maximize it and still eat well? Is your average viewer a 21-year-old who wants to be a fashion killer but doesn't want to break the bank? As you start growing, you begin to work on your story. Big picture about your brand. Your story encapsulates who you are as a person, and every interest that you have is a chapter in your big story. Think of how your story can provide value to your audience. For example, I create business and tech resources for content creators. There are new content creators springing up every day looking for resources, and that's why I'm here. Probably why you're here too. In addition to this, I never fail to show how much I love a good facial day, a lovely blush day, a killer blazer when I find one. Why? Because I love those things, and I believe that every business owner, creative entrepreneur, content creator, influencer should take care of themselves as much as they take care of their business. Content creators and business owners spend so much time on their business that they often forget to take care of themselves. My motto is to work hard and self-care harder. While building on what your story should be, you can start with sharing your passions, what you're knowledgeable about, and what you're interested in. This burning interest and desire is what will keep you going in the beginning when the money, the moolah, is not there yet. Start with your 3 most pressing interests. I know as human beings, it's normal for us to love so many things, but pick 3 and look for a way to share them simultaneously. Better still, look for a way to link 3 of them up in your content. For example, you love fashion and you love to travel. Why not share videos about how you are shopping for your travel? Because I know that travel content creators love to look good even on their trips. You love makeup and you also love movies. Why not create content talking to us about your favorite Netflix show while doing your makeup routine? Try out various content formats, talking head videos like this one, short 7-second videos, carousels, pictures, stories, try them all. Make sure to test. A lot of content creators do not test the content to really see what's working and what's not. Testing helps you to figure out exactly what resonates with your audience. Remember, when you're just starting out, you're throwing things to the wall, things that you're interested in. But when you're testing, it helps you to know what kind of format they like, exactly how can you portray your content to your audience in the best way possible.
Test. Mr. Beast makes 2 to 3 versions of a thumbnail for each video. If he's not getting enough views, he'll swap it out.
Now, imagine you're on the phone with your BFF telling us sweet gist about this hot guy you met at the gym. His height, smile, 1 million packs, how he drinks water from his Stanley cup. Who switched off the fan? The value that you bring to your audience is the gist. And the way you tell the story, the way you bring the value shows your personality. This brings me to the ultimate influencer godmother formula. Value plus personality equals to a strong personal brand. Giving value is so relative. You could be sharing fashion tips, the latest car technology, what you're learning as a new mom. However, if you don't show your personality, people will take that value, but they won't really know you. Speak to that camera. It doesn't bite, I promise. Your quirky little jokes, the way you smile with one corner of your mouth, your eyes lit up when you're sharing the story, they all make up who you are. So don't shy away from sharing your personality and who you are with your audience. I know it's scary, it's intimidating, but you only get better by doing. So start practicing. To start, all you need is your phone or a camera if you can afford it, tripod, good lighting, editing software, and good Wi-Fi or internet service. Just make sure that your content, your video, your pictures are clear and presentable. I'll make another video about lighting soon, but in the meantime, check the description box for some of my top picks for light for both your phone and your camera. Now let's talk presentation. How are you presenting yourself? These days, people on TikTok are even going viral with the most ratchet bonnets. Though, I always recommend putting your best foot forward. You don't have to wear your best suit to film content, but don't wear your worst one either. Pro tip, remove anything that will cause friction for you. Friction is anything that poses a form of resistance and makes it a bit more difficult for you to create. For example, if you hate brushing your hair, go get braids so that when you wake up in the morning, all you have to do is take a shower and switch on your camera. It's that simple. Next, it's time to decide what platforms you'll be consistent on. My recommendation is to choose 2 to start with. All the platforms are beginning to act like each other anyways, so whichever one you decide to start with is awesome, to be honest. Just make sure that you're consistent. I also recommend researching how to do simple edits, as it will help you on your journey. Good editing makes a whole lot of difference, I tell you. Make sure you practice. Don't stop learning, and be strategic with how many times you're posting or how much you're creating so that you don't get burnt out. Showing up twice a week is a good place to start. If you can do more, even better. But make sure that it's something that is sustainable. Now that you've decided what you want to talk about and the equipment that you will need some pep talk, and I'm here to give it to you. You have to be a self-starter. Being an influencer or a content creator is a journey of having great lofty ideas in your head and bringing them to life with little to no external motivation. Even if you had a therapist on standby, they can't download ideas from your mind and bring them to fruition. And lastly, I know you've probably heard this 1,000 times, and I'm going to say it again. That word called consistency, the one everyone throws around and you're so pissed, is actually very important. Content creation is like going to the gym. You have to exercise those muscles over and over again till it becomes second nature to you. Have rest days and go again. Both brands and your audience are watching your consistency, so make it worth their while. I have so much more to tell you, but I don't want to overwhelm you, so I will stop here. But I would love to remind you that this job is fun, it's fulfilling, but it's also hard work. It's so creative, but like every job, it has its cons. On this job, you also have the potential to make a shitload of money. So in my subsequent videos, I'm going to talk about how content creators and influencers get paid. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it provided you some value. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Signing out, your influencer godmother. See you next time.